Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this April the 8th, 2026. I'm hoping everybody had a great Wednesday out there so far, but it's a great Wednesday evening. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather, because that's the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we will take a look at what few storm systems there is across the country. Also take a look at your local forecast for your Thursday and Friday. Also take a look at the current watch and warning advisory map. Also take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for days number 2 through 7. And also take a look at the rainfall totals across the lower 48. See which ones are the lucky ones that's going to get any rainfall, because here in portions of Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, all the way up towards Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, not going to see none for the next 7 days. Could even be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a little longer before we even see any rain. As long as these high pressure ridges keep building over the southeastern U.S., that's keeping everything pushed to the west, and everything going to cut across country and head above the ridge into southeast Canada. So we'll continue to monitor it and see when we're going to get some rain, but we needed some rain desperately bad, but don't look like we're going to get much, if any, at all here in the eastern U.S. Central U.S., you're going to get lots of moisture from Texas toward Michigan, toward South Canada, maybe even portions of northern New York State into Maine, New Brunswick. Y'all going to get some back there. Anybody south from around South Pennsylvania all the way down toward Florida, 0% chance of rain, but we'll show you that in tonight's video as well. So make sure to subscribe if you have not, like these videos, share these videos, and let's continue to get the show on the road there, folks. Alrighty, you can see we got a storm system moving across the U.S.-Canadian border, moving into Canada. You can see taking most of the moisture with it, leaving the eastern U.S. with just a little scattered activity. This is just some moisture maybe in the clouds or something, probably not even reaching the ground in some locations. A little bit of activity across portions of Alabama, Mississippi, southern Georgia, also off the Florida coast. That's that system that brought some beneficial rains to central and south Florida, has pushed away from the area. Got activity over here in Mexico. Got another storm system here moving into northern California. Also into Oregon. Got a little bit of activity across Wyoming. Also in Colorado. A little bit over here in Nebraska, Kansas, stretching to Iowa along that frontal boundary, but not much activity across much of the lower 48, in fact. But like I say, there's a storm system that's going to act together, and it's going to bring a lot of rain from Texas up towards Michigan. So we'll show you that in just a little bit. Alright, now let's move on to your local forecast now. And like I said, if you like my work, make sure you subscribe. Also hit the hit the like button and the share button, so you get a chance to share these videos as well to more people on social media. Alright, a little bit of snow over Montana, mixed precipitation north of South Dakota to Minnesota, a little bit of northwest Wisconsin, northern Michigan, over here toward Lake Superior, a little bit of mixed precipitation in Wyoming, Colorado, and Utah, and a little bit in California. Elsewhere, we got some thunderstorms and showers from Oregon to California to Nevada, Idaho, of course, Utah. A little bit of shower activity in New Mexico, across much of Texas, Louisiana, South Georgia, into Florida. Also in the portions of North Texas to Nebraska, all the way to Michigan. Over here towards areas of southeast Canada, western New York State, Ohio, over toward Missouri. Got a little bit of severe weather up here in portions of Kansas, and a little bit of Missouri and southern Nebraska. Otherwise, pink dry high pressure to everybody that's already local forecast area for your Thursday. Alright, let's move on into your Friday forecast now. We should roll out something like this here across the board. Okay, we got mixed precipitation up here in New Brunswick, to Maine, and New Hampshire, to Vermont, northern New York State, and also up here around Lake Harriet into Michigan. And then again in Wyoming to Colorado, northern New Mexico, portion of Utah, Nevada, California, Washington, Oregon State, Idaho, and Montana, and northwestern Wyoming as well. Thunderstorms and showers for southern Washington, through Oregon to Idaho to Nevada to California, then to eastern Wyoming to Colorado to New Mexico, to Texas, to areas of Nebraska to Arkansas to Ohio to West Virginia. The shower activity from Iowa to Michigan to Pennsylvania to New York State, all the way over to eastern Maine, as well to New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, also down towards northern West Virginia as well. Otherwise, back dry, high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Friday. Alright, let's move on into the current watches warning advisory map. You're locating across the nation, and it should roll out something like this across the board. Okay, we got some frost advisory. Winter storm watches in effect for the mountains of California. Got some hydro issues over here in areas of Washington, Oregon. A little bit of frost advisories there in portions of Washington State. Wind advisories up here in Montana, North and South Dakota. Also some special weather statements up here in areas of Wisconsin, not Michigan. Wisconsin, getting my states mixed up there. Wisconsin, down to areas of Indiana, Georgia, South Carolina, also up towards areas of Pennsylvania, New York State, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, also up towards areas of Vermont, New Hampshire area. Got some red flag warnings in New York State. Kind of unusual, but there they are. Also got red flag warnings down here in areas of Georgia. Wind advisory for eastern Florida. And then we got frost advisory once again for North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia. And then we got some freeze warnings there as well, stretching into portions of D.C. to Pennsylvania to New Jersey, Rhode Island. New Jersey, Delaware, and Maryland areas as well. Getting ahead of myself, but there we go. Alright, we still got the river flood warning still in effect for areas of Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, to Iowa, to Indiana, Ohio. Coastal flood statements down across the coastal areas of Louisiana. Small craft advisory along the southern California coast. Then again from Louisiana all the way over to the west coast of Florida. East coast of Florida with a special marine warning there as well. Small craft advisory, gale warning, stretching from just north of Melbourne, Florida, all the way up to the Wakefield, Virginia beach area. Even got the high surf warning still along the South Carolina coast as well. Some around the Hawaiian chain island, high surf advisories and warnings there as well. And also some flood watches in effect, also in effect for the Hawaiian chain island. Small craft advisories and special weather statements for the Alaska region. Alright, now let's get on into the Storm Prediction Center outlook. Should roll out something like this across the board. This is your Thursday outlook. General thunderstorm for Florida, much of Texas, portion of Louisiana, to New Mexico, to Colorado and Wyoming. Far east is portion of northern Ohio. Then again in areas of Oregon, California, Nevada, southwestern Idaho. Then you can see from Amarillo to Lincoln, also over toward Kansas City, marginal risk, and you can see there's a slight risk for severe weather over portions of southern Nebraska and into Kansas and extreme northwestern areas of Missouri. Tornado probability rolls out like this: 2% across portions of northern Kansas, southern Nebraska, and northwestern Missouri. Damaging winds: 5 and 15%, 5 in the brown, 15 in the yellow, and large hail, same area, but this significant large hail could be up to golf ball to baseball size hail across portions of Kansas and portions of southern Nebraska and northwestern Missouri. Alright, now let's roll over into the Storm Prediction Center outlook for your Friday, and it looks like this. Marginal risk for portions of Garden City, all the way to Tulsa, Springfield, Woodward, and Liberal. And then general thunderstorms for South Florida, Florida Keys, Louisiana, to Texas, to Mexico, up to Nebraska, far east is Indiana, and portions of Kentucky, California, Nevada, Oregon, and Idaho. General thunderstorm probability should roll out like this: 5%. There we go. Alright, now let's roll on into the Storm Prediction Center outlook for day number 4. And it's a 15% risk area from Fort Stockton, the Midlands, to Lubbock, to Amarillo, to Liberal, to Abilene. This could be a significant severe weather event. Let's take a look at day 5. Still from Wichita Falls down to San Antonio, Austin, Waco, Wichita Falls, Midlands, Oklahoma, Norman, Fort Steele. You're in that 15% risk area. Day number 6 rolls out like this. Okay, day 6 from Waco to La Crosse and areas in between from Kansas to Jefferson City, Springfield to Oklahoma City, Fort Steele, Wichita, Dallas. You're included in that. That's 15% risk area. And day 7 from Jefferson City to Waco, all the way down into Lupkins. And day 8, predictability too low. Alright, here's the rainfall totals over the next 7 days. There's that precipitation from eastern Pennsylvania, Massachusetts to the Carolinas, Florida, northern Florida, southeast Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia. This is where no precipitation will occur. A little bit over here in the portion of Arizona, southern California, but you can see most of the U.S. is getting a little bit of precipitation, except just portion of the southeast, mid-Atlantic, portion of the northeast, and southwestern U.S. But the heavy precipitation, like I was mentioning earlier, there it is from Mexico to Texas to Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Superior, southeast Canada. This is where the heavy precipitation will be. East coast of Florida and the Bahamas, and then across California, Washington, Oregon State, Idaho, Montana, also in the Utah, Nevada, Colorado, Wyoming. Heavy precipitation there as well. Elsewhere, maybe about a quarter to maybe a half inch elsewhere, but this is where we are dry as a bone in this area here and over in southwestern U.S. And like I say, not much precipitation. Looks to be east of that line for a while. So get ready for the no precipitation for a while. So get ready. The wildfire season pretty much in full swing here across the southeast. So get ready. Maybe some dangerous wildfires continue. If this condition worsen, there will be water restrictions for the southeastern U.S. You would not be able to water your lawn. A few other things they'll be issuing as well. But I would not be surprised maybe if we don't get any rain too much between now and about June. Water restrictions will be put out across portions of the southeastern U.S. for your local area. So get prepared. I'm not scaring anybody. Just get prepared, because that looks like what may be fixing to come on the horizon. So, because if we don't get no rain, that's what's going to happen. And the reservoirs will continue to drop. Water will continue to dry up in a lot of reservoirs and stuff across the southeast as well. And the drinking water will become scarce. So, alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like the video, share the video. We'll catch you back in the next one. So have a wonderful Wednesday evening, folks. Take care and also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got.